Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, ImperialDane. And this is going to be an extra, again, we have reached 2,400 subscribers last week. I just sort of casually forgot about it and then sort of had to scramble quickly because, oh right, no one else reminded me. And of course I had to do it myself, and then I sort of looked through and oh dear. Again, a lot of replays. I just figured I'll just take one of my own. It's going to be a bit short because, again, I am having trouble, getting games that last longer than, like, 30 minutes. Tragically. But nonetheless, I do hope you'll enjoy something, at least my opponent, who's apparently also a fan of my casts. So that's certainly also something, perhaps some feedback for him. In fact, LordMalte, or LordMalte, depending on where you're from, fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 1st Infantry Division. Opposing him shall be ever this is ImperialDane, fighting for the 112th Panzer Brigade. Starting out with 2 Pioneers, Volksgrenadiers start, usual. Him going for the 2 Engineer Barracks start again. Nothing highly unorthodox, and there we go. Love your cast, by the way. Amazing, splendid, wondrous. Sort of a bit of a spread here towards either side. First Volksgrenadier squad arrives on the field, and do not worry, there shall be a much more lengthy game up later this day. And it shall also be a 2 versus 2, so look forward to it. I mean, of course, I hope you'll enjoy this a bit, and of course, this sort of thing you always wonder, where's my opponent going to be striking, where should I be striking, and all these sort of little things to be. I mean, usually, again, you want to sort of prepare a focus so you don't sort of get, confused and, spread your troops out too far, which can usually result in you getting bitten in your ass. We are seeing a more casual approach right here. I'm rushing my Volksgrenadiers so right here towards these to sort of protect these areas again. Fuel is important to the Wehrmacht, and usually you also want to deny it to your opponents. So in this case, I'm moving an infantry squad over, laying down some sandbags while I secure this. So I can secure this in case he, of course, goes straight for here, in which case, sandbags, heavy cover, schweres Entdeckung. Pioneers are running into a bit of that problem. Riflemen joining in, and of course, in this case, it's rather a good idea to get those damn Pioneers out of there. So far, LordMalte pushing pretty hard for the west. Not too far away from his base, so that of course might be what's sort of figuring into it. Schwimmwagen joining in. I usually do this to sort of provide some initial fire support, but of course also reconnaissance, which should also thus give me some better time to react with my Volksgrenadiers and hopefully also avoid some slightly less fortunate situations where they get ambushed. And there we go, spotting the engineers moving in there, and of course then proceeding to rather swiftly react to that. Stop those damnable engineers. Second Volksgrenadier squad on the way. Additional rifle on the way for LordMalte. Engineers here not doing too well. Coming on a bit heavy fire, already 2 men down. Schwimmwagen and Volksgrenadiers are on the hunt for 1 engineer. Lots of machine gun fire. And there we go, rifleman pushing up, supported not really by anything, actually. In fact, he's going for here, and of course, briefly I wonder, should I engage? And then, of course, no. Focus, retain your focus. Such things like this doesn't matter much. Just, retain your focus, and that way, beat the enemy. Otherwise, you can actually end up losing a lot more. And we're seeing a small engagement here. This move, though, not really working out. The crane, as you might sort of be casually noticed, is blocking him, thus allowing my troops to focus. And, of course, in this case, some run out there, and are quickly sorted out. So now, pay a bit of attention to the terrain. In this case, 1 rifleman is dropped. Now he is, of course, pushing in a bit harder towards here, threatening to, in fact, cut off my resources completely. That, on the other hand, is less good, but then again, now I have sorted out 1 threat, then I can react to the other again. Priorities. Sort of figure out, as the Wehrmacht, priorities really matter. What threat do I deal with first, then what after? As the Americans, one of your main tricks is essentially to continually make threats, continue try and overstrain the Wehrmacht, because again, they can't cover everything. The Wehrmacht, on the other hand, is trick is to essentially blunt the spearhead, that is the Americans, of course, and then sort of slowly but surely, push them back through organised effort. Of course, I've been seeing engineers popping up out, so I'm quickly getting a minesweeper before I hit a mine. Again, minesweepers beforehand can save lives, and saving lives means saving manpower, which means you can actually get more troops faster. Keep them, there we go, the mines are in. MG42 pulling up very slowly. Troops getting inside the building. LordMalte pulls up here, right in front of the MG42, though. This is definitely going to work out to my advantage. Of course, it's going on this side where my Volksgrenadiers can't do much, but still I'm holding in there. Keep moving in to deal with the MG42. Engineers push back. Schwimmwagen moving in. Quite a bit of carnage right here in front of the sort of main quarters. Troops here are suppressed, taking heavy losses. Men are dying, screaming in the streets, hanging to the fence. Grenade goes in. Volksgrenadiers fly out the windows. Defenestration. Bloody. Lots of men dying, and there we go. Riflemen screaming as bullets whip around their ears. Absolute carnage. Jeep left behind. MG42 almost sorted out. Another Volksgrenadier squad on the way. Skirmish phase also on the way. Oh my goodness, the carnage. So many losses on both sides. And there we see another mine, in fact, by LordMalte. Or LordMalte. Jeep here, though, might not make it out there. Good shot, managed to disable the engine. The American commander is largely now holding most of the map. Although at the same time I was able to give him one hell of a bloody nose. Of course, the question is how much course will you have to take a sort of rectify that. I immediately set about actually fortifying a small position out in the middle of the road. Figuring this might work since he seems rather concerned with this spot. And in that case you can also place an MG42 in there and not have to worry about the MGs, you know, having to switch between windows. And of course still he might flank through there, Dane. What on the world then will you do? In which case I'll wire off this area, and this of course means yes, he's still going to cut his way through it, but cutting his way through it is time I can have to react in. And as of course I'm not paying attention, in which case I'm buggered. But troops are getting reinforced. MG42 moving up, points being secured. MP40s being equipped, the machine pistol and 40. What the?
Yes, sir.
There we go. There we go, Heinz. Don't skimp on the MP40s. But of course I'm also noticed he has gone grenade, which of course I notice is also a bit of a problem, as that can get very painful very quickly. And definitely means I have to really be careful about staying on too short range now. Moving up the MG42, Schwimmwagen causes a bit of a problem there, silly Schwimmwagen. But certainly a lot of things to tend to, a lot of fronts, a lot of troops that have to move in and back. Pioneers here being forced back, but with the heavy losses they in fact could be cut down. Schwimmwagen opening up, 2 kills already, MP40s tearing into the riflemen. And we do see the throwing animation, and there we go, grenade right into them, and we do see retreat. Fence takes no damage, MG42 turning about. Mine goes off here, stopping the rifleman a bit, but no major stoppage. Volksgrenadiers moving in from one side. Schwimmwagen needs to pull. Oh dear, taking heavy damage from the rifleman. I'm moving it way too quickly, not getting repaired. Oh, the inhumanity. Heavy pioneer losses, although some replacement on the way. There we go, grenade. So much going on. Volksgrenadiers all of a sudden taking heavy loss because they're out in the middle of the road. But I have at the same time gone for seal. I have gone for terror. Thus meaning, of course, as everyone is killed, they get tougher, more vicious, more mean. Rifleman moving in to probably try and flank the MG42 and lob a grenade onto it. That cheeky lord. I don't even think he's actually a lord. That's another matter. And of course also no medic station up. This is good, very aggressive. He's again sort of ensuring that attrition won't be such a huge issue for him. And of course the question then becomes, can I actually get all those damn medics? So many questions, so many things going on. Quite a bit of a toughly paced. There we go, Grenadiers moving in. And he is pushed off. Rifleman going for the munitions right here. Of course he is now securing the eastern half of the map. We are seeing a supply yard up. That is good. Of course, Pioneers moving about here, securing in the west as well. Rifleman dropped. First Grenadier squad ready again with the grenades. I rather figure I have some time before, of course, he gets any vehicles. And yeah, that was poorly handled by me. Should have spread them out. I didn't, and I got punished for it. So yeah, careful when playing around with grenades, in particular opponents with grenades. It can end up getting very, very swiftly painful. Medics, of course, moving in to sort of minimize casualties on the American side. No medics for me as of yet. MG42 advancing up there, salvaging the Schwimmwagen for munitions. Malta and the... oh, what was it? First pushing on while the 112th Panzer Brigade moves on. Of the second series Panzer Brigade, which rather meant they weren't quite as lavishly equipped as the first series, which rather meant they had to make do with regular Panzers and trucks, and not just, you know, Panthers, Jagd Panzer 4-70s and half tracks. Volksgrenadiers are reinforcing, securing these almost fully, although note I am holding most of the victory points, although very briefly. Medics getting sorted out. And shouts of Yankee gangsters. Volksgrenadier forces getting ready for another push. That's going to be nice. Moving up here against the riflemen. And I decide to get a bit cheeky, go for inspired assault, and then light it up as he is retreating, causing quite some severe losses, even hoping in this case to actually get them. But no, he just managed to skirt about the corner, and the troops were not here. Some of them do get a bit overexcited, I fear. Moving in here. Though again, this assault is not going off too well. I apologize for. Poorly handled by me. Could probably get more out of the inspired assault still. Do a lot of damage to the rifleman. Grenade goes off. Oh, several false grenades down. Mine right there, actually. In fact, so you know, figure this is a nice little spot right in here next to this little choke point. But also, you know, in case of this, again, a vital point to mine. Setting out a bunker, setting out a medic bunker. Again, I have 4 infantry squads. That tends to be a good spot to get up some mines. We are seeing a motor pool up for LordMalte or LordMalte. Packs on the way. Of course, I'm expecting some sort of armor. I've not seen any sort of vehicles. I've not seen anything, in fact, that could indicate he's going, you know, for further infantry. In which case, of course, I'm getting some Panzerabwehrkanone. Medic's not so far getting so much of it because, again, I'm having a bit of good luck knocking out his medics. Just but holding action here. MG's getting pushed back. Falcons moving in, though. And a grenade. Actually forcing away the riflemen with some pretty tough losses. MG's moving in. Mine goes off. Pinned down. More Falcons arrive on the scene. Grenadiers left on their own on the east. Medic bunker upgrade on the way. Very lovely upgrade.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
And then we got another large push by LordMalte. He definitely has a lot of riflemen. Constantly able to sort of shift them in. In fact, I don't think he actually has 5 now, but still quite a bit of action. And of course, the medic station would help if you could just, you know, get the medics back in one piece. More Falcons rushing in. BS could certainly also be an idea now. Pushing back, of course, hoping to hold the line and perhaps, you know, get some Falcons back alive, some casualties back to form some more valuable grenadiers. Rifleman holding out here, nice position, no grenades. So in fact, it's time to have a look at him. My apologies, and of course I do hope he will actually be watching this episode and hopefully learning a few things. Pushing on here though nicely, although again he might want to also, you know, sort of shift over towards it, keep up the pressure on the other flanks. He does seem to be a bit more sort of tunnel vision-y, if you monovision, I'm not sure how to call it, but you know, he does seem to focus a bit too much instead of also trying to sort of, you know, again, spread me out. He is allowing me a bit, unfortunately, to just, you know, focus on one spot. Generally, you want your Wehrmacht opponent to spread out as thinly. That, of course, he can't, in which case his other chance is to either, you know, keep what he can hold, and of course, giving you map control or something else, and of course, allowing him to strike back. Or B, you know, he spreads out and you have an easier time. Trouble is, LordMalte is playing a bit hot. He is laying down mines, that is good, but I mean, sort of the problem with LordMalte's current strat is he can't really hold ground. He's having an awful lot of trouble holding ground, and I'm, you know, constantly pushing onwards, and that is sort of a mistake with some American opponents. Again, that is holding ground. He is pushing out here. Again, nice position right here, in fact, from the MG42, and there we go. Lots of machine gun fire. No armored cars. We are seeing anti-tank guns, so clearly he is expecting me to actually sort of rush for armor. And I'm getting a second pack, so I mean, clearly we are both expecting the other guy to go for armor, which is sort of funny. I mean, we sort of have the same thoughts. We're having the same distrust of the other bastard. Oh, you're going for tanks, aren't you? No, you're going for tanks. Oh, you bastard. No, you're a bastard. Of course, we never got that far because we are polite gentlemen, well, most of the time. But still, I mean, that's just the sort of thoughts that materialize. Pushing on here, though. Nice push. Rifleman moving in there. Pioneer's not holding up well. Pack not really cloaked. Grenades forcing away the MG42 again. He is managed to strike me off, but again, question is, will he be able to hold it? Again, that seems to be sort of major issue at hand.
Rapid deployment is a go.
And he, in fact, goes for tank depot. It's sort of, you know, a more slow to gestate doctrine most of the time, although again, sometimes it can, you know, work off quite nicely, but I'm not sure. And there we go. BAR sprouting automatics now. He's actually increasing the amount of firepower. Falcons here could be in trouble. Medics getting ended as well. Veterancy too. I mean, he's definitely getting some veterancy for his troops. That's also paying off. No supplied upgrades. No Tria Center. Either of those would be nice. More troops are rushing in. Falcons Pioneers MG. A bit of a too far-flung grenade. Falcons basically just trying to contain them a bit. And of course with this, I know I eventually will have to get some sort of Kampfkreis sent up to get some veterans to really resist this. Generally I perhaps should have gotten earlier. But there you go. Mortar up now, the Granatenwerfer. To sort of make things a bit more of a problem for him in advance, but also in defense. But of course also to try and perhaps deal with that medic station, which in fact has rendered him with another rifleman score. That's definitely a large advantage. And again, that's why you get something like this, because well, as soon as you get something out of it, you definitely have an advantage. And there we go, though. Grenadier squad for me, another advantage to me. So I mean, it works both ways. And Grenadiers moving up. Grenadiers taking up position with the Panzer. Again, I am expecting armor. I mean, I have 2 packs and a Panzer Grenadier squad. I am really definitely expecting armor. Kampfkraft sensor up. Infantry advancing up here, trying to secure this. In fact, I'm largely holding a front, but again here, bit of a weakness, a bit of a flaw in my defensive plans. Again, I am focusing here. Again, I'm trying to hold what I can, not what I wish I could hold. And again, that's the sort of thing you sometimes, as a commander, have to sort of figure out and sort of realize what can I hold, opposed to what I want to hold. And again, that's vital. Quite vital. But he's holding up here. A Greyhound here, mine, would be an excellent move. Although we are now seeing 2 Grenadier squads pushing up. Panzer Schreck in hand. Grenadiers following up. But again, the Panzer Brigades were sort of fun formation. Again, I would sort of consider them the Volksgrenadier equivalent to the Panzers, you know. Well, the Panzer equivalent of the Volksgrenadier division probably sounds a bit better. That is, you know, lots of equipment, but barely any time for training most of the time. Right here, taking a bit of losses. We are seeing a nice push up here again. Really a lot of infantry, really nicely. Several paths. Again, he's not blobbing up. That's good. We are seeing mortar rounds. We are seeing the pack moving in. I was hoping to react to this, but again, Grenadiers getting pushed away again. Lots of firepower. We are seeing a lot of shock and awe. But at the same time, that also means, you know, he's not really allowing me to focus. Well, in this case, he's rather caused a lot of havoc, because again, I was not really expecting this fully. So this is definitely working out for him. Now, of course, no, you're blobbing them up. Also, bit of a mistake here. Troops were supposed to retreat. They didn't. I know. They must have heard some other order. Hold ground. Are you crazy? No, he said retreat. Ah, scheiße. And then they got shot. Mortar pulling back a bit. Veterans 1, of course, for that. MG42, of course, gets the bonus, you know, of increased accuracy. All that. This one also, I believe, gets some actually increased rate of fire, although not huge. Volksgrenadiers managed to hold up here. Things are a bit more off dice. Again, he's holding now again larger parts of the map, but again, he needs to be able to hold these larger parts of the map. Mining there, mining here. Bit of barbed wire rolls be good. Rifleman running into Volksgrenadiers. And a grenade. Rifleman taking minor losses. Grenadiers pushing up. Quite a bit of action. No supplied upgrades. Might be in here to get that. Rifleman getting pushed off here. Greyhound getting a 50 caliber. Again, a bit of barbed wire here could really make things a lot harder for me to actually move into this area. Because again, that would mean I would have to either bring out a vehicle or pioneers. And again, that's going to have time if I don't have that. And currently, I mean, I don't have a lot of pioneers. I mean, those are some considerations he could bring into play. And laying down a Greyhound mine here, but yeah. Rule of thumb, again, don't be near your own mines, in particular, don't be near your Greyhound mines. In this case, I got ridiculously lucky. I mean, this was pretty much, you know, someone thinking, whoa, this is a Wunderwaffen. And then, of course, someone afterwards having to explain him he set off a mine. Poor Heinz, but yet, there you go. Still, I mean, I'm not complaining. Mortar rounds here doing a bit of work as well. 8 kills so far.
200 points.
Fraps acting a bit, apologise. Volksgrenadiers, ooh, bit of a nasty retreat right here. MP40s, everything else nasty. Troops sneaking up here on the east as well. Medics pulling in the wounded, although the medic station has been heavily damaged due to some rather consistent mortar barrages. Certainly no doubt about that. securing this point, though. Again, he is holding larger parts of the map, although the question is, will perhaps airborne or infantry at this stage perhaps not help him a bit more, perhaps some artillery, or perhaps infantry again to sort of help him lay down defenses. You know, make it harder for me again to advance, and I think that would be his huge advantage. Then he is going for the sort of late punch. He's really hoping, oh, I'm going to give that Dane one hell of a punch. But again, it might not quite work. And meanwhile, I am getting the LMG-42. I do like using it once in a while. I am a bit more mellow towards it. I'm not going to say it's the perfect weapon, but I mean, it certainly has its uses. In particular, if you can get enough of them. But again, that's going to require a lot of munitions, which is rather things speaking against it. Panzer's moving up here, hits a mine. I've been moving in here. LMGs, heavy HMGs, lots of machine gun fire again. Rather how the Wehrmacht operated with lots of machine guns. Right from here, getting suppressed, getting pinned. In fact, again, lots and lots of machine gun fire. Medic station. Oh, so very close to getting another rifleman squad. So very close. So very close. Will he make it? Will he make it? Will he make it? Come on! Oh, wait, no, never mind. There's one more to go. Never mind. I'm sorry. I got you worked out. I mean, I really thought, yeah. I'll just be quiet now. Anyways, we are seeing 2 anti-tank guns again. He is expecting some sort of push, and there we go. Push, not posh. Although I suppose that could be considered a rather posh. But again, he is expecting some sort of armor push from me. I don't really do that. I take the more measured approach. Although I am definitely planning for armor. And there we go. Panzer Command. I know I like to go for the Sturm armor. In this case, I figured I might actually want to get a Panzer IV. And here the Volksgrenadiers were ridiculously lucky. I don't know. They just hit a mine and they're like, oh, look, not a scratch. Oh, you're so lucky, Heinz.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off.
Anti-tank gun nicely lined up. Ever so nicely, right from the flaming for engineers moving in. Volksgrenadiers moving up. Grenadiers again. I'm actually expecting an assault, but again, here he goes. He's again showing he's a bit more above the average Soviet American commander. He's attacking from several points, and I'm definitely not expecting that. Definitely not. Where we go, one push, and I'm like, oh poo. But I do have one ace up my sleeve. I have gone there for terror, and there we go. Propaganda war. And I have also largely used up all my munitions, so I can't really get another one. I mean, this is only going to be a temporary reprieve until I can sort of get up a more stable defense. And then, of course, also getting Panzer veterans. Yeah, I mean, I figure I might as well get it, so when that Panzer comes up and I get a Panzer, I'm ready at least with some veterancy.
Veterancy gain.
And, of course, at this stage, I'm also getting the suspicion that, you know, he might be going for the Pershing. And again, that's sort of a bit the problem when you also, you know, sort of not go for another doctrine in a sense. There's going to be that suspicion. Yeah, he's going for armor. He's going either for a Pershing and Calliope. And the problem with me is, I always expect a Pershing. I never expect a Calliope, always a Pershing, because if I'm not ready for a Pershing, I'm buggered. If I'm not ready for a Calliope, it's not the end of the world. I mean, that's rather how I think about it. But again, we are going to see another assault. We are going to see a pretty heavily layered one. Lots of riflemen, engineers, all other sorts of nasty stuff. And again, had he had artillery, he could really, you know, add some fire, but thankfully not. More grenadiers moving in. MG there. Mortar in trouble, getting pushed away. Volksgrenadiers. Oh, heavy losses. The MP40s are lost. Oh, no. Grenadiers moving in. This is absolutely carnage. Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers trying to hold the east. The west, though, the center is more or less collapsing. Getting an LMG. We are seeing grenades though on the Grenadiers. One man lost and heavy losses to the Volksgrenadiers as well. LMG ready. Forces will have to be switched away from the west to react to this. Although at the same time, we are seeing the Panzer IV ready soon. But that was a very, very nasty move there. We are seeing troops moving up. Of course, question will be, of course, can he actually fortify in time? Can he prepare anything that could sort of make it harder for me to counterattack? And that's sort of the misstep. I mean, he doesn't have any engineers. This is for some reason holding a party inside the house for engineers only, you know. What with all those degrees, I'm not sure. But again, I mean, had he been quick, he could, you know, have been wiring off. He could even be cutting here, turning this into a position for him. Tank traps, but mines, all that. Instead, you know, he's not quite, of course. Plus, I am bombarding his positions. And there we go, the Panzerkampfwagen 4. The only Panzer the Panzer Brigade here can seem to master in this sector. Pulling up. Grenadiers with an LMG-42 right here in the east. Others moving up here with another LMG. And there we go. Inspired Assault. Rifleman right up close to the LMG. And they are just getting shredded, in particular with Inspired Assault. Same thing happening here. Although for some reason they're not quite hitting, and again that's the problem with LMG. It's a bit rubbish when it doesn't hit at all. Losses though are being inspired, as I am, you know, pushing insanely with the Panzer Brigade. You're an insane inspired assault. I don't care though. Panzer IV manages a bit of kills, Volksguys as well. Volksguys in particular apparently really managed a lot of kills doing inspired assault. And there we go though. First Infantry Division screams for help, calls in the Pershing in a desperate bid to hold back the 112th Panzer Brigade. And Heinz here is posing for the next cover of Propaganda Ministry Weekly. Trouble is, of course, there's no photographer around, but you know, nice effort, Hans, nice effort. Just try not to get killed while trying to look cool. Bit of fraps. There we go, back in action, more mortar rounds. Oh, he's making that same mistake again. Hanging about near mines. And there we go, the result again. Be careful about hanging around your mines. It can bite you in the arse, I fear. Volksguys and riflemen hang out, and there we go. A bit of friendly tips for me, you know, careful with those mines. And looks like he's lining up for one hell of a assault. Also note he actually has a veterancy free rifleman squad. That's not good. But also note I am pretty close to getting a King Tiger. Plus of course all those LMGs. In fact I might be even considering getting another one and putting them in this building. In fact I am, to support of protect the flank and, you know, see what happens. You know, sometimes, you know, I just do this because, you know, what's going to happen. But he is rather draining quickly a victory points again. It's rather been his problem again. He can't hold ground. There we go. Machine guns firing away madly. Veterancy free troops moving up. MGs. Numerous MGs in fact firing away. Volksguys under heavy fire. King Tiger getting called in. Königstiger. Troops here pushing ahead. Panzer IV rather realizing it's been heavily outgunned, pulls back. And there we go. Finally the two anti-tank guns get a bit of usage. Panzer IV pulls back. Mortar in trouble. Grenadiers holding out against the engineers and riflemen here. Lots of machine gun fire. 25 kills on the MG42, by the way. Impressive. A frap. And there we go. Königstiger again with that lovely new skin. Heavy losses. Another veterancy free squad. I do fear it's a bit too late. Rifleman there. And oh my goodness. Excellent hit there. High explosive rounds clear out an entire rifleman squad. King Tiger. Königstiger pulls up. Some also ask what happened to the MG gunner there. Well, he's been replaced with a coaxial MG. Sort of. That was rather the decision of the guy who made this game, but there you go. Well, GG. Well played. I mean, he rather put on a lot of pressure on me, and again, it was very close for me. Again, his essential issue, and again, that's rather what I hope he gets from this game, was rather he had problem actually holding ground. He had a trouble for me just counterattacking and taking it back. And there we go. Seconds before, the King Tiger fires another round with its high velocity 88mm gun. But again, I mean, he lost because he couldn't hold ground. He had engineers, but he didn't really, you know, use them to the fullest. I think in this case, he should have, you know, been mining or wiring or something a bit more. He should have tried to make it difficult for me to counterattack. Had he been that, or perhaps, you know, even used the buildings, or used the buildings a bit more. Probably in this case, it's probably a good thing the game is so short. But again, I mean, you know, perhaps, you know, try to use the buildings a bit more, like I did. He might also, you know, have stood a better chance, you know, when I counterattack. And again, that's sort of the problem with where a lot of Americans do find a challenge. Again, that's resisting the Wehrmacht counterattack, which is going to come. And again, it is historical, so I mean, fair enough, but you know, it is something like to point out, and I hope LordMalte looks on this and sort of gets a few ideas. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this. Of course, look forward to the next game coming later today.